Here today out in East Mesa, and the Arizona motorcycle drill team is putting on this. It's a skills enhancement course, and these guys are no joke. These guys know how to handle a bike, and I can handle my bike, but I mean there's always room to be able to handle it better. And you know, increasing your skill on a bike is just potentially increasing your lifespan.
Feet up on the brake. There you go. Just like that. That's how you want to start. Anytime you ride your bike anywhere on the street, that's where you start from.
Okay.
Go ahead. Nice.
The thing that he told me was you always like stop and start with your foot on the brake, and that's something that I just have not been doing. I use my front brake when I'm slow, and it feels kind of odd because I like having both feet down, but I mean, I'm going to heed what they say.
You're just feathering that rear brake. It's barely dragging it. It gives you control of the rear wheel. That's what it's all about. Look straight ahead. And he's doing a real good job. He got straightened out. He got a little crooked. Straight ahead.
All right.
Look at that tree way down there.
All right.
Down what usually hits the ground first. Handlebars. I'm teaching a class, and it says, you know, if you got here and you're doing this, if the bike goes down, that could cut them fingers off. And a gentleman in my class held his hand up, these two fingers were gone. He says that's exactly right. That's how I lost mine. So it can happen. So get in the habit, create good habits. All four fingers on the levers. When the motorcycle's moving, the feet should be on the pegs.
None of this dangling stuff. No, you're gonna dangle your feet. I want to hear quacks because it's not right. Pick your feet up. You're not duck walking here. Think about that 1,000-pound motorcycle if that's what you have, and your bike leans to the side and your foot goes under that peg. I tell you, it hurts like hell. Our captain broke his ankle in multiple places by his foot going. Of course, it wasn't the exact situation, but his foot did end up underneath the bike. So think of that while you're here, as you start to throttle up and you start to pull away. If you don't pick your feet up immediately when that bike starts to roll and it shoves it behind that peg, you're going to have a bad experience.
Every single exercise is stopping and turning the motorcycle and having control of it. Because the key is, you know, what we do on a drill team is slow speed maneuvering. And if you can do it slow, you can do it fast. A motorcycle, all by its lonesome, if it's going down the road and it's got power at the wheel, it doesn't need a rider. Because power at the wheel makes it want to stand up and it goes straight. Anybody can ride like that. Anybody can. What you guys are out here trying to do is learn how to ride with control of the motorcycle. Now, pet peeve of mine is seeing this right foot down when it should be up on a peg and covering the brake, because that's really the starting point you want to be on a motorcycle at any time. I've seen people at traffic lights waiting for the green in neutral with their hands on their hips. If they need to get out of Dodge, it ain't going to happen. The only way that you're going to be able to be a defensive, good, qualified motorcycle driver is to have your bike in gear, your right foot up on the peg of the board, your right foot covering the brake, your left hand at the beginning of that friction zone you just learned, and your right hand not on the brake, not 2 fingers, not 4 fingers, but your right hand, all 4 fingers around that throttle. And then your eyes, most importantly, in the mirrors, because that's where it's going to come from. And all these exercises we're teaching is how to get out of that mess. So when you're like that, now you're ready to go. If you look in the mirrors and the F-150's coming and he's not paying attention, which he won't be, he'll be texting, okay, you got to figure out how to get out of the way. Well, doing that, with the bike loaded, the clutch loaded in the friction zone, and a little bit of power on the throttle, all you have to do is release that brake and the bike's going to go. But if you're in neutral, you got to get in first gear, get a right foot up on the peg, get a left foot up on the peg, and wind it up and go. You're already done.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what I'm talking about. Okay. His right foot is always on the brake, is always on the peg right here. His left brake, his toe is down. You can now listen to the bike, you can hear the RPMs drop down. He's in the friction zone. See what he did? All he had to do is release the brake. The bike wants to go. That's where control is. Control is right there. Every exercise today, all day, that's how we want to see you started. If you're walking forward to get to the next spot, inching up in line, no.
I've got no throttle, but yet my bike wants to go. All I'm doing is taking off the foot. My clutch is engaged.
That is control. You gotta look. You gotta look where you're going. You got a whole bunch of orange cones all over the place, and they're confusing to look at and all that. That's not where we're going. I tried to emphasize looking at that motorcycle out there on the slow ride. That motorcycle is a good 200 yards away, okay? When we make these turns, looking down is a natural thing. I still do it. It's natural, but it's not supposed to be doing it. When I make a turn, and I'm going to be making a U-turn, and Scott's going to demo this one, the first one's going to be to the right. He doesn't need to be looking at that exit gate he's going to go through. What he really needs to be doing is looking way down there at that wall. And that's what everybody else should be doing. You got to look where you're going. Some people like to kind of shift on the seat a little bit to the outside. It's a right-hand turn, so he's going to put a little bit of left outside. See how his shoulders go out? See that? He's shifting to the outside. Now he's going to make a left turn. He's going to shift right to make his left. Some people like to shift their weight, put half their butt on the seat to the outside, especially the big cruiser. Especially the big cruiser.
And laying your bike down is just a fact of life. If you're going to ride, it's going to lay down. So better for it to happen here on the training range than it is on the street. So the thing that I like most about my FJ09 is it's a lot lighter than these heavy Harleys, and I don't have any trouble picking it up. And that was part of the reasoning that I bought the FJ09 over a couple of other bikes that I was looking at, is just because of its lightweight. The guy in front of me, I didn't catch it on video. I had my video off, but he almost dropped his bike again. And the reason why he dropped it, or almost dropped it this time, was because he grabbed the front brake while he was in a slow turn. And that's kind of the worst thing you can do. That's the easiest, most surefire way to lay your bike on the ground.
Go.
Down you go down. Look up.
Right on. It's kind of intimidating a little bit having a coach.
Look over here. There you go. Head and eyes up. Slow ride is the slow ride to prepare you for friction zone manipulation. The key here is head turn, eyes, and transitions. So you want to go into the exercise at that sweet spot, at the speed you intend to make your turn. A lot of people are coming up at a speed and they're coming to a screeching, and that's making it tough for you. Find your sweet spot. Once you get that speed, find out whatever that speed is for you that you're comfortable. The only thing that you should change when you enter that box is your head and your lean angle. As soon as you come in and hit that lean point or that midpoint in there, the only thing you should adjust nothing but go like this, and the bike will come around.
Scott's correct in that you should get something set, but you still need to make adjustments. You don't want, I mean, if you've got too big of a turn going, you got to fix something, right? You don't, I mean, you don't want to just maintain something because that's what we said do. You know, I mean, you got to make your adjustments, but remember when you make adjustments on anything, take small swings. Don't go for the fences.
Yeah, my point was not to say don't change anything. My point is to find out where that speed point, that speed and exact spot is. So in theory, going into any turn, and you should always be at the speed that you intend to make that turn for. You should not be adjusting throttle, brake, or clutch in the transition. You should adjust your throttle and stuff as you apex and come out. But you, from a safety perspective, going into any turn, you do not want to heavy brake into a turn. You don't want to be changing gears. You don't want to be doing any of this crap. You want to get into your turn, enter it at this speed that's a safe speed that you know you can make that turn on. So if you're coming into the box too fast, and that's why you're jamming up, then maybe come in a little slower but at a controlled speed and try to maintain that all the way through, and then just let the bike come in.
You may have noticed.
Oops. Whoops. They're videoing me while I'm videoing them.
One thing, I just pointed out to another gentleman, when you have your foot on the peg, your toes are pointed out.
Oh,
You want them pointed in.
okay.
Right? See by your license plate, you were Air Force.
I was.
You ever stationed at Davis Mountain?
At where?
Davis Mountain?
Yeah, that was my first base.
Oh yeah? That was my first base too.
Yeah, my last base was Luke,
Yeah.
my hometown, so.
Didn't make it to Luke, and that I wanted Williams, but
They closed it a long time ago, yeah.
well, 74 to 79.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I retired in 2000, so, you know, I've been out a while now.
Well, if I would have stayed in, I would have retired in '94.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah, well, you know, you make your own choices. But this guy's a really good coach. He's like really seriously into it.
Okay. Look all the way back to me.
I like the visor up. That way I can see your eyes.
Yeah.
Good. Make sure you're down into first gear. Why do we do that? So we can get the hell out of there if we need to. That's why you're always checking your mirrors. I don't relax until I see at least 2 cars stop behind me. 1 car, somebody hits him, he's coming into me. So I'm always ready to go. Clutch is in, right foot's up, left foot's down, and I'm in first gear, and I've got an idea if something happens where I'm going to go.
Well, a thumbs up means good, right?